slapping the wrists of bloated parasites who enriched themselves, most often with impunity from high in the political sphere, by sucking the vitality from the little guy. Mark was no stranger to ugliness, to death and violence. An 18-month tour in Vietnam, in which he was assigned to a combat intelligence unit that ran problems through the always liquid front lines deep into enemy territory, had seen to that. Then had come Counterintelligence Corps School in Maryland, and another tour in Nam, this time to wade armpit deep in the slime of double agents, corrupt politicians, and the black market. The beating, which had left him broken in body and spirit, was administered in an empty Saigon warehouse at the hands of some of the rotten apples in the Army's otherwise fresh and wholesome barrel. Discharged from Letterman General Hospital in Frisco, Mark was in need of far more than a pat on the back and his country's thanks. His former football coach at UCLA had recommended Willard Haskins and his isolated stronghold residence in the Calico Desert of California. Mark went, reluctant and doubting, to find quiet, peace, and the chance to sleep each night without a cocked and locked .45 under his pillow. His recovery had been painfully slow at first, but then livened up with the coming of David Red Eagle, taking on even more meaning with the advent of the dark-haired, gray-eyed vision, Donna Morgan. But Scarelli had unthinkingly ended that and paid frightfully for it. The Penetrator wanted all those who casually snuffed out life to pay their dues. He killed when he had to, not without careful consideration and conviction, yet totally lacking in guilt or regret. He was what he was, and, as he had put it to Terry Lucas in Denver, he happened to be the best there was at what he did. Following the L.A. heroin ring bust, there had been the Fräulein in Las Vegas, with her unsavory nest of vipers. It was a fitting simile, the Penetrator thought, considering what had happened to her. Then he was on the move across the country. In Washington, D.C., he annihilated the Société Internationale d'Élite, an elitist one-worlder cabal with visions of themselves, naturally, on top, and the rest of us grubbing around below, serving them. The Penetrator then moved on to New York to bring a fistful of white lightning down on a black militant group that held Gotham hostage in the world's biggest hijacking. But he was picking up scars, both physical and mental. The realization that it couldn't last, that he would make the wrong turn into the wrong alley at the right time, and meet his maker in a blast of burning powder and zinging lead, traveled with him as he took his juggernaut to New Orleans. But a Cuban plot to flood the country with counterfeit money and wreck the nation's economy was canned up along with the shrimp soup in Marcel Boucher's floating factory. After that, the names, faces, and places began to blur, one dissolving into the other. Tokyo, Baja California, Seattle, Dodge City, the Utah desert, Taos and a fight for his Indian brothers, Boston in aid of an old friend, Atlanta, British Columbia, Quebec with its lead to France, the Bahamas, a nice place for a vacation, but not with pirates at work. A bizarre chain of evil running from Florida to Nebraska to Guatemala, then back to New York, to Costa Rica and Panama for some more of Castro's dirty tricks, a trip to the Rockies to combat a sick gang of world savers who thought the best way to do it was by killing as many as they could, then to Texas.